Hi, sorry, I had to step out and get my soda.
No worries. No worries at all. How you doing, Tom?
Good, good. Let me get my speaker stuff going. I'm trying to give you guys good audio, so I've got a pro mic that's set up, and then
Oh,
I'm trying to get
gosh.
my headphones to come out of the regular ones.
Fancy.
All right.
Awesome.
So how do I sound?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
All
great.
right.
Fantastic.
Try to get you a little light here. See the pro setup coming
Oh
out.
no, it's fantastic. You should have we had oh my god, I'm so terrible. I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden. The first DP on Teen Wolf before Dave Daniel, his name is escaping me all of a sudden. I feel awful. Future Will,
Yeah.
fix this. But he's a cinematographer. So when we interviewed him, it was like incredible. And I
Oh,
was
you
just like,
really?
oh my
It was
God, this is
gorgeous.
incredible. He's like, it's a webcam. Like I didn't do anything. I'm like, sure. It's like this
Yeah.
looks like
Well,
a
I think it's
David
like
Fincher
it's
film.
like inherent in their like they just know they have to have it.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like,
Yeah.
just put a lamp over there. I was like, well, that's perfect. This is like a, like a, was it Dante Spinotti movie or whatever? So it's
I can't remember
fantastic.
his name. I can't remember his name. Yeah, if
I'm-
you don't remember, I'm not gonna remember.
Oh my God, I feel awful. Future Will,
Yeah.
don't put this in. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Tom, it is absolutely fantastic to see you. It has been quite a while
It's been a long time.
since Teen Wolf. And these are my wonderful co-hosts, Kate and Kalissa.
Hello, Kate. and
Hi,
Lisa.
hello. Nice to
And
meet you.
Yeah.
we're joined by a little doggo today. So
Yeah,
it's
she
gonna
was,
be extra cute.
Ah, yes. Two
Yeah.
doggos.
Yeah, well, my-
Two doggos.
great aunt found this little puppy and dropped her off like minutes before we started, so she's very clingy, and then my other dog's very curious.
Oh, you got a good role model.
Exactly. All right. Well,
she's
shall
too
we
little to
dive
be
in?
left alone.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, little baby, little baby. All right. Well, shall we jump in, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, let's go way back. How did you get into acting?
Oh wow, you want to go way back.
Way back.
I'll spare you the details. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. But I was in high school in Des Moines, Iowa. There was a play that I saw, and it was the worst acting in the world. I was like, I can do that. And later on, I find out that it was a melodrama, and they're supposed to act like that. It
Oh,
was like the woman on the tracks, and oh, I will get you. Like
Mhm.
it was supposed to be acted like that. So had it not have been a melodrama, I might have been completely intimidated.
I got you. All right.
Because it was a melodrama, I felt like I could do that.
I
So
love that story.
and now I'm here. So there you go.
Very nice. It's like you're like turn to the person next to you. This is a little bit heavy, don't you think? He's like, sir, this is Uncle Vanya. What are you talking about?
That'd be a different story.
There we go. That would be a different story. That play is intense, but yeah, awesome. Well, okay, so it starts in high school. How did all of that lead to Teen Wolf?
Oh wow, okay. Okay. So then I went to school and I wanted to do acting because I kept doing plays. So then I wanted to get out of Iowa. My dad was in Seattle, so I went to the University of Washington because I finagled the in-state tuition. I was a University of Washington School of Drama graduate there. Busted my butt waiting tables at Spaghetti Factory and doing plays at night. And you talk about it's hard to go to college, take classes, and you have a job. Imagine having a job, taking classes, and having 3-hour play, practice rehearsals every night.
Oh
So
wow.
it was definitely trial by fire, and I learned my chops there. And I don't think that I would have been as accelerated in terms of my acting as I would have been had I not gone to a 4-year school. I'm not saying that you have to, but there's a lot of positives because you're practicing every day.
Nice.
So,
That's
and then
fantastic.
graduated there. Came down to LA after a couple years of saving money, working at Planet Hollywood, and thought I was going to be a big movie star when I booked Pacific Blue, the bicycle cop show.
I remember that show.
Yeah, with Mario Lopez. Mario Lopez jumps over my dead body. We shot
That's
that
awesome.
I know. Dead jumping over on a bicycle, Mario Lopez, that conjures up memories. I mean, visions and memories. But we shot it on Venice Boulevard, and excuse me, not Venice Boulevard, Venice, California. So everything was roped off. I had a gun in my hand and I had to shoot this woman and everybody was watching. So it was like I thought I was going to be a TV star, and then I got nothing for like 5 years.
Hey,
That's the biz, right?
yeah, that is the business, unfortunately. So
Yeah. And then, you
awesome.
know, I'm still a journeyman actor, and you know, I'm just getting some decent parts here and there. And then Wendy O'Brien calls me in and, you know, auditions me for that role of Mr. Yokomura, uh, Ken Yokomura. I actually ended up getting a first name. And you know, it was, you know, it's so funny. Like, it's always effortless when you get the role, but it's the ones that you put every like you know what I mean, like you're like, oh my god, I want this so bad, and like you it's like you're never going to get those. And then the ones that just kind of you feel like fall into your lap are the ones that you kind of those are the roles that were meant for you.
Right.
And so, you know, thank you to Wendy O'Brien, and also to obviously to Jeff, you know, for hiring me. And I never knew it was going to turn out to be such a big thing, you know.
I think that's how everyone felt about Teen Wolf. They're like,
Yeah,
that's a little thing.
That's
And then
what
we hear that a lot. Yeah.
100 episodes later. So
Yeah, and a movie later.
and a movie. 100 episodes and a
Yeah.
movie.
Were you familiar with the show at all before you were cast?
No, well, obviously the original, you know, Jason Bateman, and everybody says that, because that's my generation, right? So I was not, and I remember going to a screening on the lot, and I was like, "What is this?" You know, because it's like, you know, how these derivatives of mythology and everything like that, and it was like, you know, very romanticized and like gritty and like sexy and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is a pretty like, you know, slick thing to be a part of, you know. And then of course, when it first aired, like I went from like 2 Twitter followers to like 30,000. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening?
Not too shabby. Just
That's
a
the
perk.
Teen Wolf effect.
Yeah,
It is.
the
That was
Teen
like the
Wolf
first
effect.
social media Twitter phenomenon with TV shows, I think, right?
It was right up there, right at the beginning. So yeah.
It was like
That's
the most tweeted show at the time. So
We were
Great.
pretty good. So
yeah.
pretty cool.
You've written, directed, produced, and edited short films. Do you have an interest in doing more behind the camera work?
Not right now. I have got a 5-month-old, you know,
Oh,
and
Congratulations.
thank you. You know, my ambitions are sort of like acting and just sort of, you know, buying diapers and doing real estate now. And I give so much props to people who can do those, you know, day in and day out, 12, 14-hour days every day on a project, committing their own money sometimes. And I'm just like, I just don't have that in me, you know? So I would love to, maybe 10 years down the line or something like that, or when I kind of maybe become a little more established, and you know, I can take on more of a producing role or something like that, then, but you know, you got to look at the realities of things. So
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Tom, what was a typical day like for you on the Teen Wolf set?
typical day, it was a lot of I don't know. I mean, typical day on Teen Wolf set. I don't know how to explain that. Well, then drive to Northridge. It was always nice because it was kind of like opposite of traffic.
Yep.
I don't know why it always worked out. Everybody was always super cool and you know, cordial. Obviously, there were a lot of young adults on set, and there's that youthful energy. I don't know, typical day. See, I was a guest star, so you know, it wasn't as well. You know, everybody kind of knew each other and things, and so I kind of just went in and did my thing, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I want it to sound more interesting, but you know, yeah. So that
Hey,
sorry.
there's nothing wrong with, you know, bright and easy. You know, it's like, you know,
Mhm.
because you know, the story could be, oh my God, it was 14 hours of hell and it was just a
No,
struggle.
it was
You know, it's
not.
like, no, I got to hang out with people. It's fun.
No, it was great. I mean, it was like every time I went on set, it was like I always remember fog. There's always fog. Everything was always foggy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smoke
Like Teen
machine was
Wolf.
always on.
Yeah.
And
We got to get those
so-
nice rays. So,
Yeah. and you know, with the storylines being so complex and everything, it was always jumping into the middle of something. Like I always felt like there was never a ramp up, like a beginning. It was just constant action from the beginning,
Yeah,
which is always cool.
we did it.
Are there any actors or characters that you wish you could have shared more of the screen with, had more scenes with?
Well, yeah, I'd like to work with like Chris Argent character more, and like you know, I always envision this fantasy of like the doors open is like Yukamura, what are you doing here? And then I just like sling open like the katana blade or something, and like reveal my secret skill of being like you know a fifth degree black belt, you know, Kempo artist or something, where like
Nice.
and just
That would
kind
have
of
been super fun.
That would have been fun.
How do I kickstart this spinoff?
yes, exactly. Exactly.
That would have been a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
I will admit, I liked Dad Yukamura. I liked the dad jokes, you know,
Mhm.
and so yeah. But
You did this to me. You put me in the corner. No, but you know what's great about that is I had a role. My wife was the badass. You know, my wife was the badass, and my daughter was the badass. And to take that role of being the supportive husband slash wife, father, it was good. It worked great. I think that being an Asian man, you would get this immediate stereotype anyway. So I'm sure there was probably in the back of some, you know, the fans' minds, like, you know, does he know something? Is he a, kitsune or whatever? And you know, what's his history and stuff. So yeah.
I think your superpower was making the best lasagna in all of Beacon Hills.
Evidently, and sushi.
And
So,
sushi.
sushi.
So, yeah.
yeah.
He also actually teaches history, which is more than can be said for most of the teachers on
Mhm.
Teen Wolf. So I really feel like that deserves a shout out
Yes.
because he does his job.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think it works with his role. Like he did inform, like especially during the Void Styles period, where he really kind of informed on the whatever the mushroom stuff and all these different things, and he was very I think it was great.
It was.
Reishi, I think it's the Reishi.
That's right.
So I
That's
know
right.
this is a Teen Wolf podcast, but
You with us?
yeah, am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Everything was frozen for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this is a Teen Wolf podcast, but I had to ask about Squid Game because you were the English language voice of the frontman for Squid Game, which is Netflix's most watched series ever
Mhm.
and the first non-English language project to be nominated for Best Drama at the Primetime Emmys, in addition to its 13 other Primetime Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
How did that voice role come about?
I mean, I just auditioned for it, you know. Again, I'm Tom Choi, journeyman actor, so I still have to audition for everything. And you know, it's a dubbing role, so it's, you know, I don't want it to overemphasize what it is. You know, it was amazing to be a part of it. You know, and you know, when the first day I was in there, I was like, what the hell is this? I need to watch this. I had no idea it was becoming the juggernaut that it did. Like my IMDb rating went up to 115. And for
That's
those who don't
incredible.
know, that's like higher than Leonardo DiCaprio and
That's-
Matthew McConaughey. So
Yeah.
it's just weird that how popular that show was. And it's amazing on a bigger level. It's amazing that it's Korean.
Mhm.
It was funded by Netflix directly to be a Korean movie. That's unheard of back in the day. Like these days, they just take everything that was made in Korea or made in foreign and then just redo it so that it's, you know, like all white actors in America speaking English.
Yeah.
And so times are different now. It's amazing.
No, it's fantastic. It
Mhm.
is absolutely fantastic. It must have been quite interesting / perplexing maybe to do that job, because I guess you were getting all of it without context, where you're just like seeing images of the front man. It's like, say these words, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what is this? what am I saying? And
Yeah,
so-
if you're gonna do dubbing work, that's the best thing you could ever ask for, is because you have a mask on, so you don't have to voice match anything.
yeah.
But
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
yeah. And they distorted my voice actually. So like when he takes his mask off, that's when you actually hear my actually undistorted voice.
Nice.
But it's interesting. It's also interesting that a Korean actor actually speaks English during that, but then it wouldn't match me later. It's a different world. It's a different world. Yeah.
What was your favorite episode of Teen Wolf to film?
I don't know the exact names of the episodes, but I loved filming that scene with Void Styles, Dylan O'Brien, in the
Mhm.
classroom when he was like approaching me, and he was choking me. I have an interesting story because like I don't want to say I was like a newer actor, but I just sort of like, when you're not as well established on a show or like just sort of auditioning a lot and trying to get work and stuff, you give it your all the time, right? And so I wasn't really a whole lot familiar with like a lot of the shot setups and things like that, where you should probably save your voice and save your emotions or whatever for the close-ups and things. So I just remember like I just gave it all my all on this wide shot, and he's like, I just remember Dylan coming up to me going, "Damn, you really went for it." and it really taught me a lesson. Like, why did he say that? And I'm like, oh, because it's a wide shot. What am I doing? So you're always learning, right?
Yes. So you're not the only Teen Wolf alum to star in Mortal Kombat. Both you and Lyndon Ashby have appeared in the franchise. Did y'all ever get a chance to talk about that?
Yeah, we talked about that, and we sort of went back and forth in Twitter a little bit, and that was entertaining for a lot of the fans. But it's in different levels though, because like he was like the OG Johnny Cage in the original movie, which is like amazing. Like, I mean, I was like, I was a fan of his, like coming onto the show. So I was really excited to share that I was playing Liu Kang in the video game series, right? But that's nothing compared to playing Johnny Cage in the movie.
Well,
right?
no.
So
Nice. Very nice.
I was watching and I think I have a question about it later, but I was watching the kill count for Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen kill count?
I have
those videos?
actually. I have.
Okay. I was watching the kill count for that, and when it got to the scenes that you were in, he like paused talking about the movie and he was like, but I really need to call out Tom Choi here because he does the voice of Liu Kang, and I'm just like obsessed with that. Okay, we can go back to the movie now, but I had to pause and talk about that. So he was like,
I reposted that because I was like so like how do you say it, like grateful or thankful or for that, because I was like, wow, that's amazing that he would mention that, because he could have easily skipped over me and he didn't.
Yeah.
So thank you. Kill count.
James A. Janice. Yep. He loves Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's my next question. So okay, that'll work as a segue. Did you and Tyler Posey get to catch up at all on the set of Truth or Dare?
Oh yeah, totally. We always just kind of joked, and when we were on set together, we'd always joke because it was shot at the Eichen House or whatever the house was. We shot a scene there, a bunch of scenes there. So it was almost like this is like a what do you call it, a prequel or something like that. We always joked that this is like the sequel to Teen Wolf, where I became a cop and he joined some other friends on campus or something. So, and then we had fun back and forth a little bit on Twitter with that too. Like everybody was asking like, oh my God, what is this? Because I would post like a photo of me and him on set before the movie came out. And then people were freaking out going, what is this? And then like they couldn't put it together,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But the fans eventually got to the bottom of it because they're just freaking crazy like that. And they dug up the articles and the deadline things and realized, oh, it's for that movie, So, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Awesome.
As you said, Teen Wolf fans are some of the most passionate fans out there. Do you have any fun fan encounters that you'd like to share with us?
I have a big regret. I remember at the height of it, I think it was season 4, Teen Wolf had a huge exhibit at Comic-Con, and I just was really trepidatious about like interfering with like Teen Wolf marketing and all this kind of stuff because they created this huge juggernaut. I mean, their presence was like huge at Comic Con. They had the panels and everything, so I really didn't want to like step on anybody's toes and like do anything. But the one regret I did was like looking back, I really, really wanted to like say hi to all the fans in line, like trying to just
Oh yeah.
do these, like a fan experience photos, like they were in line to do that at the Teen Wolf booth. I'm just like, I just wanted to kind of give them that, and I know they would have appreciated it, but I just didn't want to step on any toes. And all of a sudden, people were posting about it and things, and then all of a sudden it takes some whatever, right? So, but I looking back now, I don't think it would have been a big deal. I think it would have been great for Teen Wolf. Like I think the PR department would have probably appreciated that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just to give the fans that. So I did sort of walk by, and then I did get a couple. So that was fun. But yeah, it would have been great, and I would have had amazing fun with that. So not that that's me being selfish, but I would have loved that.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. There's nothing
I'll
wrong
have
with
plenty of opportunities, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Teen Wolf's coming out. When is the movie coming out?
We don't know yet. All we know is fall.
Okay,
So,
Paramount Plus,
yeah,
right?
Paramount Plus.
Mhm.
There we
That's
go.
right.
All right. I'll hit the next Comic Con.
There you go. Yes.
Mhm. So as we've touched on, you did the voice in Mortal Kombat and also some other video games.
Mhm.
How does voice acting on video games compare to being on set? And would you ever return to the world of Mortal Kombat, which is a favorite game of mine?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if it's politics or if it's just personal preferences or whatever, but I think I got recast actually for the last video game. I think they went younger. I actually know the person who did it, and he's a great guy, Matt Yan King. And if Ed Boon wants to bring me back, that'd be amazing. I would of course love to do that. It was a great opportunity. But there's other opportunities to play other. I played Night Shin on Fallout 76, which is a huge game.
Oh yeah.
And then I actually have a secret one I can't mention right now. But I'm super excited about that. It's in motion capture. Huge couple games. So
Can't
I
wait to
still
find out
want
what
to talk
those are.
about it, but I can't.
All of our guests recently have big things that they tease
Really?
us with. It's very
Okay.
upsetting.
Okay. And they can't say anything.
No.
Yeah. Everybody's just been teasing us with exciting news that we don't actually get to hear about.
Yeah.
But we'll keep our eyes peeled
Yes.
for your name.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, we will.
Kira is the first teen character on the show to have a loving relationship with both of her parents.
Okay.
How did you go about creating such a wonderful and layered family dynamic with Arden Cho and Taylor Tomita?
Well, when I wrote my character into the script, no, I'm just kidding. My point being is that obviously Will and the other writers did an amazing job of putting me in there. I'm so grateful for that. I just followed what they did, and they cultivated that character. I believe at the time it was only the second time in history that an Asian American family was on TV, or something like that. Like
Holy
third
shit.
time or something. It was like ABC's like All American Family or All American Girl, and then it was like maybe something on Disney Channel or something, and then it was like Us or something like that. So it was just amazing to be a part of a like it was actually groundbreaking, and I think Teen Wolf did a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
The Yukamuras are quite the family.
The Yukamuras are quite the family.
They are quite the family. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then if you want to talk about Tamla and Tomita, I mean, I'm sorry, but Karate Kid 2, like growing up with that, it's like, I never thought I was going to play her husband. It's like a dream come true. Obviously.
Absolutely.
Insane, actually. Like to this day, it's like, I mean, I'm great friends with her now, and it's like, you're in the middle of Iowa and you're growing up and you're this Asian kid who's so insecure and like, and then, you watch on the movies like this beautiful woman in this huge movie, and then now I get to play, her husband. So that's amazing.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's so
wonderful.
fun.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask about Ken and Noshiko. Since Kira is the teen in the equation, most of what we learn about her parents comes from her perspective. So we don't know as much about her parents' relationship with each other separate from their relationship with their daughter. What do you think Ken and Noshiko's relationship was like, particularly when they knew about Noshiko being a kitsune and Kira didn't? And what do you think their courtship was like?
Well, I think Will does know all this. I think Jeff and him and everybody else discussed the backstory of Ken. I know Jeff told me all the backstory, so I guess there might be privileged information I can reveal now, right?
I
Or
think
not?
so. Go for it.
Yeah,
I
fire
think
away.
that she is what it was. I don't. It might have been revealed in the show too, but I think she's like what 400 years old or something.
Yeah, she was a celestial kitsune, so she was old. She'd been around for a while.
She's been around for a while, so I'm mortal, and so I fell in love with her and everything like that. I think back in Japan, but yeah, I think that the courtship part would be very interesting, especially for me being in a role where I don't have superpowers or anything like that, and how does that work out? And then how do you create a baby in Kira? Like, sex must have been amazing, by the way. Don't put that in there.
I will.
This is a family.
Future will leave that in.
It's really
That's what you really
not
wanted
a
to know. That's
it's
what
not
you
a
really
really a family friendly podcast. So
It's not? Okay.
it is
All right.
not.
Well, there you go.
So I would not worry about it.
Yes. All right. Let's just say there was a lot of chains and bondage involved.
Hey, there's no kink
We
shaming
shot
here,
those.
sir.
Well, how come you didn't
That's
keep
correct.
this? You didn't keep that scene in. That was a flashback.
We had a tight 41 and a half minutes,
Okay,
that we
got
had to
it, yeah.
get.
But thank
we had
you
to
for
make every
thank you for
week,
letting
so-
me film that with Tamlin, though. That was
Hey, you're
amazing.
welcome. We do what we can. So
So do you have any fun stories from the set of Teen Wolf that you can share?
Like I said, just being a guest around there, it's always like a little not as like relaxed for me because I'm just always like kind of resetting myself. Months will go by and then it's like, oh, Tom, we need you again. It's like, okay, great. And then it's like, hi, everybody. I think I remember, and then, so fun stories on set. I don't know, on location a couple times, like during the car scene when it was raining, they put the fake rain and everything. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
Intense to shoot that. Definitely the classroom scene, watching Tamlin do her ninja stuff, and Kira flying in midair. That was pretty cool. But no like super tantalizing behind the scenes stuff for me, I guess.
nah, doesn't matter. It's all fun,
Yeah. Mhm.
How would you compare the Teen Wolf set to something like Modern Family or Hawaii Five-O?
How would I compare this set of team? I mean, it was definitely more, I would say it was dark. It was always dark because everything's shot dark. A lot of night shots. Magnum PI, I mean, it's Hawaii, so it's kind of non-comparable there. But speaking personally though, like, because the character was so well fleshed out, it was always a joy to look forward to those scenes.
Mhm.
Magnum PI, modern, they were just sort of like you go in and you go out. But this, I really felt like I was a part of this whole mythology and the whole spectrum of storyline. You don't just shoot the scene in Teen Wolf; you shoot your portion of an entire huge story.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In the car scene, I think it was maybe the season opener. I'm not sure, when Kira kind of goes in the rain and kind of stands on top of the car. Like, I had to tell a whole story about the Ghost Riders, or I can't remember, Night Riders. What are they called?
The Ghost Riders, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how integral that was going to be to everything.
Right.
I actually felt bad because I was like, I didn't do my homework. Yeah. So whatever you say, whatever you do, you are going to be a part of a zeitgeist that's been
Right.
created. So,
Fantastic. That is a great scene at the beginning of season 5 where it's like, here's this story, and it's like you don't realize like this is it. Like the story he's telling is the whole thing
The whole
that
season.
we're
It is,
about to
isn't
give
it?
you.
yeah.
You
And
know,
it's actually, is it, can you reveal if it's part of the movie or not? Or Okay, never mind.
I don't know.
Uh-oh,
I don't
everybody went
remember.
quiet.
I don't remember what
You don't
happened
remember?
on the movie when I was there. So don't worry about it.
Who on the Teen Wolf set, cast or crew, would make the best alpha?
Who on the well, I mean Tyler Hoechlin, obviously, because he's playing Superman now. So it's like if you can deny that, it's like you know, I think Ken Yukamura would play a great alpha. I'm just kidding. I mean Tamlin Tamina, I mean she's the oldest of all of them. So I think she'd be great as an elder figure. Who would make the best alpha? Uh Tyler Posey, but that's just kind of on the nose because that's what the whole series was all about, making him the alpha. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the other two answers I said.
Nice. Nice.
Those are
Good choices.
Yeah.
Good choices.
And if you could be any Teen Wolf creature, what would you be?
Well, I'm definitely not gonna be like what is it, that
Like a
lizard guy?
Kanema?
With
Kanema.
Yeah.
I never understood the Kanema. It was like I was like that he's what's it? I'm sorry, I forget his name. Who played him?
Colton.
Colton Haynes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Colton Haynes. I was like, that guy's too good looking to be a lizard. And it's like, what did the lizard do? Like, he didn't really have any like powers, right? Like,
Well, I mean, he could like
The
paralyze people.
You could paralyze
Yeah.
people.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I always felt like he got like the what do you call it? The something end of the stick.
The short end of the
The
stick.
short end of the
Yeah,
stick.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, like he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one I wouldn't do. That's an easy answer.
Okay.
So far, I don't think anyone's picked Wayne to be the
Yeah,
no one's picked
Yeah, I don't think anyone's picked the
Oh, of course not.
Kanema.
Yeah, why would you? Like that's like be playing the lizard man without any powers and being hated by everybody.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I mean, I think playing like the Void Styles character would be cool. So I guess that would mean that you would be what's his character? I can't remember now.
The Nogitsune.
Yeah. So what?
The
Yeah,
Nogitsune.
Nogitsune. Yeah, exactly. With the bandages and everything. So
Yep.
I think he had seemed to have the coolest storyline. So that because the other ones are like kind of big, real monsters, right? But
Yeah.
this guy seemed to have like the most intricate storyline. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Absolutely.
Nice. Not a
Wayne
bad
Styles
choice.
is my favorite villain.
Yeah. He really gave it his all. So
He
awesome.
really did.
Well, Ken, are there any Tom? It's okay.
Ken,
We're good.
call me
No, we're
Ken.
good.
You're
Tom.
manifesting.
Tom, are there any upcoming projects you can tell us about? Like maybe
Well,
a
like
secret
that-
one that
Yeah, like that one I can't talk about, obviously.
we won't tell anybody. Nobody listens to this. So
Oh my God.
Video game, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I've always been wanting to be a part of this universe, I guess you could say. Let's see. What else is coming up? Yeah, I mean that's the big one. I'm just continuing to do my thing. Yeah, that's pretty big though. So I'll
Nice.
stop with that one.
nice. Well, I look forward to you and Doctor Strange hanging out.
Why would that happen?
Okay.
That would
Right.
be weird
Or
and not
Batman.
appropriate.
No. Okay.
Batman. Hmm.
Warmer.
He's just gonna
Are we
keep
getting
naming
warmer?
narrative
There are
universe.
so many franchises. I can
perhaps
get up
these
a
aren't the
list.
droids we're looking for. It could be
Oh.
maybe a different, or maybe I need to be beamed up to be a part of
Okay.
something.
All right, sir. I see
Lot
what's
of,
happening
A
now.
lot of great universes out there.
Yeah, a lot of great ones, and one of them is going to get Mr. Tom Choi. So, Tom, thank you so much for joining us today. This
Yes,
really
thank
means a
you.
lot, and we really appreciate
Cool.
Yeah,
Getting
thank you
to-
so much.
getting to go back
absolutely.
down to Beacon Hills and
Yes.
take a stroll down memory lane. So
Absolutely.
wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we look forward to everything you got coming up. It's going to be absolutely wonderful.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing the
Yes.
movie too.
Yes, me too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are going to like it. So,
Alrighty.
all right. Well, you have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Great talking to you.
Okay. So you guys done? Cut.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
that.
Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
That was
thank you.
Are you
absolutely
guys
wonderful.
doing video too, or is it just kind of like on an audio podcast? Or
It's an audio podcast, but we have a Patreon account, so our patrons get the video of our interviews, and everyone else just all the
Just
regular
gets the
people get the
episodes.
Okay.
audio.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah. Yeah, it's
so
been a lot
what-
of fun so far.
What's the name of the podcast so far?
Return to Beacon Hills.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it's good. We just
Coolio.
passed our 1 year anniversary.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting on up there, but it's good. And we've been talking to so many cast and crew, and we're just so happy we got to talk to you too. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
because
What was
we
that?
we're just so happy we got to talk to you, because we basically, when we started, when we were like we should do a podcast, we were like, all right, we have to do a list of everyone we want to talk to,
Yeah.
and we kind of grouped it by season. So it's
Yeah,
like, oh, well, now we got to wait until we get to the
Right.
actual season with the people in it. And so now it's like every new season, it's like, oh, get out the list. We got to start talking to people.
Here are the people
So-
we get to reach out to this time.
Exactly.
Well,
No,
that's great.
It's absolutely
I'm sure
wonderful.
I'm sure everybody would probably want to do this, so it's awesome.
Keeping our fingers crossed, but everyone we've talked to has been fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's just been incredible. So thank you again
Awesome.
for joining us. And
All right.
yeah, we'll definitely let you know when the episode's coming out.
Cool, man.
And it's going to be fantastic. So you have a great
I
rest
will
of your night,
post-
and go squeeze
I
that
will
baby's
post the
cheeks.
crap out of it.
What's
I
that?
will. And I will help post the crap out of it.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Appreciate that.
Yes, we really appreciate that.
All right,
So,
guys.
Awesome. Well, you have a great night. Okay.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, good.